Hello, everyone. Good evening. We hope you're doing well. My name is Carl Tyler, and I am a program coordinator for Intercultural Programs, or ICP, here at UT Dallas. We're grateful that you could join us for today's virtual information session entitled Friendship Association of Chinese Students and Scholars Orientation, or FACSS. If we can go ahead and advance to the next slide, please. All right, so these virtual information sessions are brought to you by Intercultural Programs. We're the ones who conduct the international student orientation, the virtual information systems, and all of the transitional programs to help international students transition to life at UT Dallas and in the United States. And we are grateful to partner with FACSS for this virtual information session to assist all of our students who will be coming from the People's Republic of China. So thank you so much for joining us. We know it's late at night there, so we're happy that you could be here to join us. Before we get started with the presentation, I want to go over some event logistics. The way this town hall event works is that you are able to see and hear us. However, we cannot see or hear you. After this introduction, we will introduce members of FACSS to you, and they will give the formal presentation. After the presentation, there will be time for you to ask questions and have both us, ICP, as well as students from FACSS answer your questions. At that time, we will open up the Q&A so you can submit your questions in writing. And there'll be a question box on the right side of your screen at the end of the presentation for you to submit those questions. This event is being recorded, and we will post it within 48 business hours on our YouTube channel. So if you would like to go back and review some topics in the video again, or if you have a friend or colleague who will be studying with us who cannot make it, this video or this recording will be there for them. So you're welcome to visit our International Student Orientation webpage, where you will find the link to our YouTube channel. In addition to that, all of the links and emails that are shared during this presentation, as well as some other important links that we have available for you, we will share them during the Q&A session. So you don't have to worry about writing them down. You will be able to see them during the Q&A session, and also on the YouTube video, we will post them in the description. This session is actually very beautifully put together PowerPoint. I have to say, FACSS did an amazing job with the PowerPoint. There are a lot of QR codes on the PowerPoint. So if you have your mobile phone or your mobile device, you can take advantage of those QR codes during the presentation or on the YouTube channel afterwards for the recording. So we have, for many years, had been fortunate to have students from China with us, and one of our international student or cultural student organizations is FACSS, or the Friendship Association of Chinese Students and Scholars. They're very active on campus, and we're happy to partner with them again for this virtual information session. We'll go ahead and go to the next slide, please. And I guess I'll go ahead and introduce Victor. Let's see here, or actually, I believe Victoria. I'm sorry, Vivian. You're here, right?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, I'm going to bring you on screen and I'll let you begin the presentation. One of the things I forgot to mention to everyone, obviously this introduction has been in English, but most of the presentation will probably be in both English and Chinese, correct? And then at the end, we will have the Q&A in English, but of course, if you want to ask your questions in Chinese and have them answered in Chinese, you're welcome to do that. Just whatever you feel comfortable with. We'll be here to assist you. All right, I'll let Vivian, excuse me, I'll let Vivian take it away.
Hi, my name is Vivian. I will talk about the FACSS info section. First, this is a letter from the FACSS FACSS. Okay. I'm sorry. And we'll talk about the first step, knew the UT Dallas and understand FACSS, and the part oh yeah, next step. And this is a letter from FACSS, and welcome to join the UT Dallas family, and we're glad to meet you in UT Dallas. And they have some information you need to attention, like 新生讯息保护 is a 确认安全，新生入群要求跟积极参与。Next slide. And today we will talk about 5 topics. Social UT Dollars, understand FACSS, 入学干货，友好社团，Nice Club and FACSS 平台。Next. Understand UT Dollars, social UT Dollars. Next one. Understand UTD, 了解 UTD. We have 我们有艺术与人文学院、艺术科技与媒体学院、行为及脑科学院、经济政治与政策学院、工程与计算机科学学院、交叉学科学院、管理学院跟自然科学与数学学院。Next one. Campus building. And we have the seven buildings. Next one. 校内生活。UTD 校园设施齐全啊，除了常规教学楼外，还有一些学生公寓、健身场所、运动场地、停车场、学校餐厅与小酒吧，还有其他娱乐设施，像桌球、乒乓球等。对，next one. 校车路线啊。We have Rule 83 East, Monday to Saturday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., Sunday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., and every 30 minutes. Okay. Rule 83 West, Monday to Saturday, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m., every 12 minutes. Sunday 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., every 20 minutes. Rule 83 West Extension, Friday, Saturday. 路线是从425 Coral 到市场。具体内容的话，请看下面的链接。Next one. Understand FACSS, 了解 FACSS. Next one. Introduction or FACSS, 介绍学量。FACSS 是德克萨斯大学达拉斯分校中国学生学者联谊会。英文全称为 French Association of Chinese Students and Scholars， 建于1988年，有35年历史，由活动部、外联部、行政部和宣传部、IT 部4大部门组成。为广大中国学生提供帮助，使中国学生适应美国工作及学习生活等等。Next one. FACS activity, FACSS 活动。 we have 我们有学生服务、有学生答疑、阶级邻助、local help 等活动 activity。we have 中秋晚会、春节晚会、篮球比赛、Halloween 等。联谊活动有学生见面会、72小的 CP、迎新破冰跟组织团建等等。next one。后期活动，我们有后期活动25年的春季活动，有春节晚会若干公开的小型活动，学生会内部的团建，还有UTD 活动，FACSS 将于九月举办招新，中秋晚会9月到10月。FACSS 将在学校举办中秋晚会，欢迎大家参加。FACSS 在学期举办各类小活动，具体时间都在公众号上，欢迎大家关注。next one。部门介绍：宣传部、工作内容、公众号运营、多媒体制作、网页维护等；能力锻炼摄影、学习公众号运营、文案撰写，配合其他部门宣传推广。行政部工作内容：招新、记录、考勤、评优；能力锻炼、有意识做人、秘书等；构想并执行，与学校官方协调沟通。活动部策划组织春节、中秋节等大型活动、内部活动，能力锻炼、团队合作、沟通、创意思维、执行力。外联部拉赞助、访校友、寻校友。能力锻炼、沟通及逻辑能力，建立达斯地区优质人脉圈，团队协助能力等等。next one, thank you. Join us， 加入我们，收获志同道合的战友伙伴，拓展人脉资源，多样且充实的课余生活，服务并帮助他人满足感，联谊团建，组织福利。旁边是我们 UTFACS 小助手的2维码，欢迎扫码加入我们。Okay, next one.
So I will cover the rest of the presentation. I will first introduce in Chinese and I will summarize in English. So next slide. So this is how 你们来美国第一件事情肯定是想 build your credit. So you want to create couple like credit card to build your credit history. 就你先来美国的时候，你可能需要开始囤你的信用分，你需要开始开一些信用卡，这是一些不需要年费的信用卡，他们有一些需要 SSN，就是社工号，然后有一些是需要这3个都是不需要信用记录的，作为你第一张信用卡是挺好的，然后他们都有一些 Open Account Bonus， 就你开户的时候它会有一些 bonus。然后包括他们会有返现呐、返现一些优惠啊。So when you try to get your first credit card, you have to find one that doesn't require you to have for example, like credit history, and the first two doesn't require a social security number, and they have like couple bonus. For example, like first 3 months you have to spend around like $500. They will give you either bonus in credit or in cash, and there's some of them that have like cashbacks. And next slide. 然后你们可能需要在美国办理你们的储蓄卡，方便你们，比如说从国内转账过来交学费，或者是平时付房租，都是需要一张储蓄卡的。然后这3家是美国比较大的银行，第一个是 Bank of America，然后它的月费12块钱，开户只需要25块钱，然后转账只要超过250块钱，或者你账号里有超过1500块钱，你就可以免月费。第二个就是美国最大的银行 Chase，然后他们家的银行月费是12块，学生应该是6块。不对，学生应该是24岁前他根本不需要月费，我记得。然后他开户存款也是25块。 转账超过500块钱也是免运费，或者存款保持1500块钱，就你超过25岁，你不是学生之后，24岁你不是学生之后，你只要保持1500块钱就可以免运费。然后它的转账手续费是2.5块，然后在美国以外的转账费是5块钱。最后一家是富国银行，月费10块，然后开户也是25块钱，刷10次就可以免月费，或者账号保持1500块钱。So for debit card, you probably want a debit card to pay for your rent, for example, your tuition. And here are three probably the biggest bank in US. The first one is Bank of America. Their monthly fee is like $12, and you have to open with at least $25. And if you transfer money more than $250 per month, or you have more than $1,500 in your account, you will waive your monthly fee. But I believe they have a student debit card as well that will just waive the monthly fee for 4 years. And for Chase, which is the biggest bank in US, they have like the similar debit card. So monthly fee $12 and $25 at least to open account, and you need to transfer $500 per month to waive your monthly fee, and or you have $1,500 in your account to waive your monthly fee, and their transfer fee is like $2.50 within the US bank or $5 outside the US. And for Wells Fargo, they have cheaper monthly fee, $10. They also have like $25 minimum opening account, and you have to swipe 10 times to waive your monthly fee, or you transfer $250 a month, or you have at least $1,500 in your account. And transfer fee, and it's the same for all three debit card. Next slide. So 所以你来美国的时候，你可能需要办理一张手机的电话卡，这是3家美国最大的电话公司。Verizon 信号最好，但它最贵。然后 AT&T 属于没那么贵，但信号没那么好，但比 T-Mobile 好一点。T-Mobile 就是最便宜。So this is you when you come to US, you probably need your SIM card, and this is the top 3 biggest company that do SIM card in US: Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. And by the way, T-Mobile have like the best coverage in my experience. Next slide. 像我前面说的，他们有三种方式可以选 SIM card。第一个是 monthly plan，就是月付卡，你签1到2年，每个月支付固定的费用，然后包括一定的通话分钟数、短信和上网流量。一般这3家公司一般都是通话和短信都是无限的，然后上网看你买的流量包也有无限的套餐。然后签约后，如果你是签1到2年，你可以获得一个免费的新手机，但可能没那么好，你也可以付一些 monthly fee 拿一个好一点的手机。然后他也要缴纳保证金，然后提供护照。第二个就是 prepaid card，prepaid card 可能就是预付款的卡，它可能在一些第三方小一点的运营商，他们是借这3家公司的服务器来跑的，然后你就不需要签约或者月租费，然后你就想存多少钱就存多少钱，提供一定的流量通话分钟数，它可能就是1年过期，然后这1年你有多少分钟或者打电话还有多少流量，然后灵活便捷。第三个就是 family plan，比如家庭套餐，你可能家里有4个人、3个人，你们想一起开一个 family plan 可以省钱，一般提供4到5个人共享流量和通话，然后一个人负责每个月缴费，其他人共享套餐资源，然后价格会比 prepay 便宜，但是因为是朋友之间一起开，可能会有一些经济上的纠纷，有些人可能会晚交钱。对，so So there are like 3 types of SIM card in US mainly. The first one is monthly plan. So it's individual plan. You sign up for like 1 or 2 years. Every month you pay a monthly fee. Usually they include unlimited call and message and certain amount of like data, but some of them have unlimited. And some of the carrier they will give you a phone for free if you sign up for like 1 or 2 years, and you have to make a deposit when you open the card. Second one is prepaid card. It's like you pay it once. It will be valid for a year. They will include a certain amount of time for you to call or message and limited amount of data. It's probably more easier. Sometimes you can get it in the airport. And the third one is family plan. For example, like friend that all you want to save money, you can open a family plan. So everyone share the data, and probably you have the unlimited talk and text, and it's cheaper than monthly plan. It's similar to prepay, I believe. But there will be some, I guess, argument if one of your friend paid late. And next slide. 关于车，因为在德州这边，比如说你住的离学校远，你可能前面讲我们学校提供2个免费的校车服务，像周五、周日他们都会去沃尔玛买东西，但是你可能住得远，或者你想去一些中超，然后如果天天打车很不方便，所以你可能会需要买车。然后我这里简单介绍一下，美国买车你需要先考个驾照笔试，在德州好像是可以在网上考的，然后你会拿个 permit，然后拿到 permit 之后，你可以去找驾校教练教你开车，或者你可以直接去考，如果你在国内有驾照或者会开车了，然后就是等你的 driver license。关于买车呢，美国汽车保险是法律规定的强制要求购买汽车保险。确保在事故中可以赔偿他人损失，然后也可以为意外事故提供经济保障。然后这3家是比较便宜的，Allstate、Geico 和 State Farm。然后你们可以去保险官网上查询保险收费再决定。然后每一家收费不一样，根据车型也不一样，所以最好货比三家。高速公路在德州的高速公路分2种，一种是免费的，叫 Highway 或者 Freeway，不需要付通行费。第二个就是收费的 Tollway，会通过摄像头记录车牌并产生费用。强烈建议准备好 Toll Tag，在 UT Dallas 附近用的比较多的一家，就是屏幕上的这个，最好去办一个 Toll Tag，可能便宜一点，不然他会每次寄到你家里寄一个信让你付钱，然后会更贵。So for buying a car in US, you are required to have a car insurance. So it will protect your property when you are in accident, and avoid like very expensive fees for like repair or medical bill. And here are like three big insurance company in US: Allstate, Geico, and State Farm. And usually they have like different insurance company have like different policy and different price. It's good to like look around and check. And for highway, we have 2 type of highway. One is highway is like free, and second one is tollway. You have to pay a fee. I'm recommending you to get the toll tag. Is cheaper, and you don't have to like get a mail for you to pay. Next slide. So parking in campus，我们学校停车分成几个档，绿色是最便宜的，但是它会离教学楼比较远。第二档是金色的，金色的我记得我们学校现在是可以给电车充电的，现在金色的。然后还有一个是只有晚上才能停在橙色区，叫 Evening Orange 的。然后绿色的是194一年，金色的是348一年，然后晚上停 Orange 是440，Orange 是停536一年。Orange 应该是学生能买到等级最高的 parking permits， 然后如果比如说你住学校宿舍，记得买宿舍的 apartment permits。然后还有 resident hall 和 apartment 还分几个档，和前面一样。然后，然后，比如说橙色它是可以停在金色和绿色，还有橙色区域的。金色是能停金色和绿色，绿色只能停绿色。然后，比如说你是残疾人，你可以去申请 accessible 的 parking。当然，如果你是教授的话，它会多一个紫色的，在这里没有写。紫色的话，它基本上除了残疾人车位之后，所有都可以开，但是它只对教职员工开放。然后周日可以不按车牌颜色限制停车，然后不同停车牌价格各异。我一般会建议买至少 Gold 会方便一点，因为绿色其实走挺远。Next, so for our school parking permits, we have different tier. Green tier, it's like $194 per year. Gold, $348 per year. And evening orange, which mean like in the morning you can only park in gold or green parking lot, and in the evening, I believe after 5 p.m. You can park in the orange area, and orange permits $536. And if you live in apartment, make sure you buy the apartment or apartment permits. And accessible parking, if you are disabled, you can get a accessible parking. And there's also a purple tier. It's only for, I believe, for professor and worker for school. It's not sell for like students, so don't park in the purple if you don't have the purple parking permits. Next slide. 美国考驾照，在 DPS 考驾照的流程就是首先在网上考笔试，这是在德州有的，在别的州不一样。比如说我在加州考的时候，它是强制在线下考的笔试，但是在德州可以网上考笔试，然后准备 然后准备 permit，比如说你网上考笔试过了之后，你就可以准备 permit 的材料，然后可以去 DPS 预约，但是德州现在预约的时间比较长，最好考到 permit 之后，考完笔试之后马上去约换 permits。你有 permit 之后，你就可以上路练习。然后要求我记得是21岁或以上有驾照的人，他就可以坐在你副驾驶教你开车，或者你找驾校教练。然后比如说你在国内已经有驾照，你会开车了，你稍微看一下美国和中国，它那个驾驶会不太一样，你要稍微准备一下，然后你可以换 permit 的当天就去路考，当然你还是得预约。然后我当时从别的州换过来，约驾照约了3个月，所以你也可以早上很早起来抢，大概7点会放一批，当天的。对，然后你上路换完 permit 之后，你上路练习，然后去网上预约路考。考完路考之后，他会给你一个纸质的临时的驾照，然后正式驾照会寄到你家，然后你网考是需要至少18岁，然后护照就你去申请 permit 的时候，你需要带你的护照，还有有效的签证，然后你还需要居住证明，证明在德州待了30天，银行的开户账单或者你租房的合同、电力账单、电话账单都算。然后你去路考的时候，你是需要自己准备车的，然后 DPS 是不提供车的，你需要确保包括你的前后的灯都是可以用的，然后有保险，通过了每年一次的 stay inspection。然后申请 permit 是理论考，然后路考就是驾照。So if you want to get a driver license in US, so first you need to take an online test to make sure you can pass the drive safe part, and then you prepare the material for the permits, which include your passport and your visa. And you have to make sure you bring two letter of some kind that prove you live in Texas for like 30 days. For example, your bank statements or your rent agreement or your electrical bill, etc. And make sure you register online earlier because there's a very long wait time when I transfer my driver license from California to here. And after you get the permits, you can find a driving school or adults with driver license, I believe is older than 21 on your shotgun to teach you how to drive, basically. And after you think you are ready, you register online to get the road test. Make sure you bring your own car, or the headlight and braking lights working, and it's in good condition with like insurance and pass the state inspection. And after you pass the driving test, they will give you a paper. I believe it's a paper, like paper driver license, and they will mail the actual driver license to your house. Next slide. 关于买车，然后如果是新车的话，建议直接去品牌的 dealer 去买。但是比如说你想买二手车，就有两个渠道。第一个就是直接从卖家，比如说学长学姐毕业卖车，你就可以在车主手上直接买车，然后你需你需要让卖车的人提供至少一个 Carfax 报告和一个买完之后要做全车检查，然后最好找懂车的朋友一起去试驾，或者我建议就是找认识的修车店老板，付点钱让他陪你去，他有行车电脑可以看很多以前的故障啊。如果你是去二手的 dealer，你去 dealer 上买车还分好几种，第一种就是官方认证，比如说你买一个牌子，它会有官方认证二手车，那个就会官方有技师，他会去测，然后他会去看它的保养记录来评定，一般车况比较好，但会比较贵。第二种可能是就是 dealer 买的普通的二手车，然后他会有一些会提供付费，他会给你个 insurance，应该叫 warranty。如果是品牌方的 warranty，一般会提供2年的 warranty，但是 dealer 的话会提供1年，你也可以付费。这样的话，你修车可以去找他，就非人为出现的车要修就可以去找他。但 dealer 买车会贵，但可能会方便一点。当然，dealer 也会有坑，所以还是需要让他们提供，比如说 Carfax 报告，然后买完之后你需要去保养，去做一个检查。新车就不需要理这些。Next slide。入学相关的网址吧，这些是像一些什么疫苗啊，包括你的学费你需要去付啊，还有一些 international student 的一些相关的信息都在这个网址里。然后包括我们学校有 academic calendar，可以去看我们学校什么时候放假，然后还有 e-learning，可能大部分教授用的比较多，你在上面会看到你的作业，然后看到你的作业还有 project，还有的教授会告诉你什么时候考试，对，然后这几个比较重要。So this is the common website. You should take a picture or screenshot. So they'll include like, for example, uh, the test you have to do before you come to US or before you start your college, and they're like how you pay for your tuition and your international orientation link. There are also like academic calendar that will show you all the day you don't have to come to school or the first day of the semester, for example. And our school use the e-learning system to give students the homework and their project or their test date. And some professors provide their slide. Next slide. 友好社团. This is some other Chinese club in our school that I just want to show how to join them. Next slide. The first one is CDC 中国华人街舞社，然后他们是学习跳舞的。如果你比如说对跳舞感兴趣，你可以去加入他们。然后他们已经有11年的历史了，参加了校内外大型的演出。一般我们的大型的晚会，我们会邀请他们出1、2个节目，然后你可以在里面学习舞蹈，也可以 然后他每周定期授课，有专业的舞蹈老师细心的教导和编舞。So Chinese Dancing Crew is a Chinese dancing club, and I believe they established 11 years ago. They are trying to, if you are interested in like dancing or want to learn how to dance, they have dance teacher, I believe. And for our club, we have like 2 big events. We usually ask them to show their dance in our, for example, like Chinese New Year. Next slide. 这是他们社长的微信，然后他们有开课的时间，然后还有授课地点，感兴趣可以加他。This is I believe it's one of their dancing teacher, their WeChat QR code. If you are interested, you can add her so she can arrange and how to recruit you, or you want to get a dancing lesson, I guess. And they usually host their event in UTD Activity Center, Orange Room. And it's usually Friday night, 7 to 9 p.m. Next slide. 这是我们 UTD 中国华人的篮球队，他们会有一个选拔，然后他们有一些比赛。So this is Chinese basketball club, I believe. Next slide. 然后他们会招募像女生的球队经理、正式的球员、候补球员，然后他们也会有训练，他们还会有比赛。So they are recruiting the team manager and their teammate and some bench player, I guess. Yeah. If you are interested, you can add their WeChat or IG. Follow them in IG. Next slide. So 上面那个是他们队长的微信二维码，下面是他们 Instagram 的 QR code。感兴趣的可以去加，他们一年有大概4到5场，一年应该有4到5支球队去比赛。So the above is their team leader WeChat QR code, and below is their Instagram. And I believe they have like 4 or 5 teams to compete each year. And if you are interested, you can add them. Next slide. So this is how you add them. Next slide. 这是我们的公众号，然后请添加我们的公众号，我们会在上面放一些，比如说学校的信息，包括我们的免费的活动、大型活动，还有一些留学生需要的知识。然后请添加我们的公众号，然后加我们的小助手，这样他可以拉你进行征群。So this is our WeChat platform QR code. So we will post in WeChat about like every week we will post a news and our free activity you can join and some couple tips and updates in there as well. So if you're interested, you can follow us in WeChat platform. Next slide. We also have Instagram QR code and 小红书。这是我们 Instagram 的 QR code 和我们小红书的 QR code，感兴趣也可以 follow 我们。他们的信息会和微信公众号同步。Next slide. The Q&A session. Anyone have questions?
I just realized I was muted. Thank you so much, Victor and Vivian from FACSS, for presenting with us today. Yes, I have opened up the Q&A, so it is available, and some of the links that you shared during your presentation today, we've included them. I've posted a discussion there and pinned it to the top. So if there were any links or emails that any of you may have missed, you can find them there. Again, they're also will be in the description of the YouTube video. And we're looking forward to any questions you might have, either for our members of FACSS as well as those of us with ICP. I'm going to go ahead. Vivian, I'll bring you onto screen as well if you're available. All right. Any other words of wisdom that you might have, either of you, Victor or Vivian? You've made this journey from China to being a Comet, right? So what advice do you have for our incoming new Comets from China? I think maybe getting used to the time difference between back home and here. Was that a struggle for you in the beginning?
Victor, you want to say?
Yeah, at the beginning it's like 12, 13-hour difference. So when my families or my friends sleep, I wake up and it's hard to like communicate at the beginning, but you will get used to it. And
you have to plan those connections back
Yeah.
home, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to put them in your calendar. I do have one question that came through. It is in Chinese. Could you have access to the Q&A, Vivian or Victor, to read that question? And if you don't mind reading it aloud, that way those who are watching on YouTube can see or hear the question and know what's being answered as well.
I don't think I can see the.
Yeah, so from your screen, if you click on Q&A at the top, and then you can find that question. I can also copy and paste it into our chat as well. Let me do that real quick.
I only see all the link you post. I didn't see the new questions.
Oh, I saw it.
Okay.
There's the question there.
要不加我们的微信？
小助手，我一会儿联系一下小助手。
他是加旧的还是新的？如果加旧的话，没有回复是有点正常。
All right. We do have another question. We have some other members of ICP who are here who might want to answer this question. It says, I know that there was a big change in the US political arena. It's world news, yeah. If there will be some things we need to know or be prepared for, I think that kind of question, as far as visa is concerned, is a question for International Students and Scholars Office. To my knowledge, I don't know of any changes. Rodolfo or Sona, do you have any comments on this question?
Yes, Carl. This is Rodolfo Hernandez from Intercultural Programs. I'll be happy to share a couple notes about this.
Sure.
A very legitimate question concern based on the recent election results in the United States. But in principle, I have to say that UT Dallas has a very welcoming environment for international students. We're hosting more than 6,000 international students from more than 100 countries from around the world. So we have the infrastructure, we have the knowledge, we have the support to ensure that these international students will have the support and guidance to ensure that they will have a successful experience at UT Dallas, not only in terms of succeeding academically, but also in terms of the cultural transition, the corresponding cultural transition to really be here in the UT Dallas community, and for all of them to feel that they are part of the UT Dallas community. That's number one. So you will be in a great institution, in a great environment, very rich in terms of the sense of multiculturalism across the campus. And number two, in terms of anything related to immigration, guidelines, policies, if for some reason there's some change, that will take time. So this is not really impacting anything immediately. And, and as long as we ensure that all international students, they're in good immigration status, respecting the corresponding institutional guidelines. For example, international students are expected to be full-time enrolled at UT Dallas. International students are expected to have health insurance, for instance. International students need to complete a tuberculosis test. Things like that are more these are more institutional requirements, but these are traditional requirements for any international students, regardless of where they're coming from. So don't worry about that. You will be in a great institution that has the experience and certainly the best practice and knowledge to host more than 6,000 international students. We look forward to hosting you on campus in a few days. Thank you, Carl.
Thank you, Rodolfo. And just to add to that, in addition to UT Dallas, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, it's smaller than New York or Los Angeles or San Francisco, but it's growing, and it is one of the largest metropolitan areas in the United States. There is a lot of plurality here in our city, in our community, in regards to culture shock. In addition to having many students from China here at UT Dallas, we also have we have a significant Chinese American community here in the area. So there's going to be a lot for you. And we also, just because we're a city of many different people from many different backgrounds, we also are very welcoming. So I think you will find a nice home here while you're studying here. We do have one question. This was asked by Rodolfo for Victor and Vivian. When it comes to culture shock, can you share some recommendations to mitigate any symptoms that you may have experienced regarding culture shock?
For me, never be language difficult. And the culture shock for me, it's not a big deal, but language difficult is more. It's more difficult to me.
So for you, language was a challenge?
Yeah, challenge. Language is a challenge.
What was something some advice you might have to help those who might have that same challenge?
Help? Also,
what did you do? What did you do to help overcome that challenge?
Actually, I'm immigration, so just make a friend. Come join us.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, make English speaking friends, yeah. Or also do presentations on Microsoft, right? Like right now. Victor, what about you? What challenges did you face when it comes to culture shock, and what advice do you have?
So I came here pretty early. I came here like during my high school, so language is even a bigger problem because like everything is teaching English, and my English was not that good when I came here. But I just make friends that talk English, like she said before, and you kind of have to push your English so you can follow up with the class and make sure you, I guess, make new friends. So try to get them invite you to their I guess their club kind of, and yeah, you'll get used to it eventually.
You know, and immersion is one of the best ways to learn any language, just being surrounded by it, right?
Yeah.
And you'll have that opportunity starting first in international student orientation. We also, during orientation, we'll talk about many of the global engagement programs that we have here in intercultural programs. So we don't just assist you in getting here and transitioning, but we also promote global engagement among our international student communities, as well as our domestic student community. You mentioned friendship. We have a program called iFriend, where we partner or pair groups of international students and domestic students with one another, to develop those friendships, and to also, there's an intercultural competency and intercultural communication training part to this program. So that would be a great program for any students who are interested when it comes to overcoming some of that language barrier. Any other types of culture shock you might have or have experienced? When I've lived in other countries, for me, it's always been getting used to the food. Was that ever an issue for you? Or just maybe missing your family's cooking?
Yeah, that's a big part, but food is kind of fine because I ate fast food before I came here. Kind of, yeah. I kind of get used to it.
We have a lot of food options in the area as well, not just fast food.
Yeah, I know, but
yeah. Be careful with the fast food. It's too convenient, right? All right. Let's see here. It looks like Rodolfo posted oh, okay. He posted a link to the Dallas Arts District for any students who'd be interested in that. Oh, here's a good question. Speaking of food, we just were talking about food. We have a question. It says, are there any Chinese grocery stores near campus?
yes, that's one named Ztao, I believe. It's, I believe, 10 to 12-minute drive from the school. It's not that far. Also,
Okay.
there's a bunch of restaurants in the plaza. And
What is the name? What is the name of the supermarket again?
ZTAO.
Ah, okay. I was just gonna find the nearest one to us. Okay, I see. And just see if I can place that. I'm gonna copy, since you recommended it, I'm gonna copy and paste their website onto that question. All right. Yeah, that's not too far away. That's on Coit Road, which you mentioned during the presentation. All right, great question. Thank you so much. And if you like other types of cuisine as well, in addition to cuisine from back home, there are a lot of different supermarkets. As Rodolfo mentioned in the chat, I think we have a large Korean population here. So if you are familiar with Korean food and enjoy that food as well, we have Japanese restaurants. We have a lot of Mediterranean restaurants in the area. And I mentioned supermarkets, I guess, as well. And then we have a lot of Latin supermarkets as well. All right, well, we're gonna see if we have any more questions. Let's see here. I think we're finished with the questions for now. I'm just gonna give attendees one more chance to ask any questions you have. Of course, if you have any questions that you don't have time to ask or didn't get to ask, you're always welcome to email us at icprograms@utdallas.edu. And if that question is something we can answer, we'll be happy to answer. If not, if it's something that members of FACSS can answer, we'll be happy to recommend you to them. And of course, they've presented their contact information as well during this session, so you can reach out to them. And that's one of the great things about having, I'm sorry, Victor, yes?
Yeah, I just saw a question. Is there any advice if I bring my pet with me here? I actually don't know. So I hope someone can answer that question.
No advice? Victoria, do you know anything about bringing, or sorry, I keep saying it's, your name is Victor, and then your name also starts with a V, and I keep wanting to say Victoria. Vivian, do you have any advice, or do you know of any international students from China who brought their pet with them?
International student?
Actually, I know someone bring their pet from China, but he's not a student. He's more like, I don't know, 50, 60 years old. Yeah, make sure when you rent a house, make sure they are allowing pets and there's a pet fee. Unless it is your emotion support animal, I believe. That's how you get your free pet to live with you in the apartment usually. Yeah, and make sure you find I guess a company that willing to take your pet with you for your like international traveling. I'm not sure how that part works, but yeah.
I think that when it comes to getting the pet here, that's something that you would want to work with during your visa and immigration process. It depends on the country. I know some countries require special types of pet visas. I don't know exactly if it's as like official as a human visa is, but that's something you would want to ask ISSO about. When it comes to what happens after you're here with your pet, and as you mentioned, Victor, as far as renting is concerned, I might recommend to you to watch our virtual information session on YouTube. We have it posted, how to rent an apartment as an international student. We talk about pets, pet fees, pet deposits. I have a pet. I pay rent each month for my pet, and a lot of apartments will require rent to be paid. So that would be a good virtual information session for you to review. Cool. All right. Yeah. And Rodolfo just mentioned that as well. Let me see here. I guess I want to talk about more virtual information sessions before we leave. The next virtual information session coming up that, well, we have a couple pertaining to orientation from student communities in different countries, but the next one that would be for everyone would be Friday, November 22nd. It's called Mapping Your Success, University Career Centers, Resources for International Students. And this is basically about if you're interested in internships or possibly getting an on-campus job or maybe finding a job in the United States after graduation, information, anything like that, that would be a very important session for you. In addition to that, I think FACSS this year, you're partnering with Big Howdy. Big Howdy is a group of different organizations who are community partners who assist us and international students. And they do, one of the big things they do is airport pickups. So when students arrive for the first time, they will help assist them and pick them up. We will have a virtual information session where we talk with members of Big Howdy and all of the roles that they play to assist our international students. And then we also will talk with the Office of Graduate Education in early December. So if you're an international student who's a graduate student, this would be a good session for you. And then finally, we'll talk more about supermarkets and cell phones and banks, things like that, when we talk about preparing for life in Dallas at our last virtual information session in December. Your session was very informative when it comes to banking, by the way, Vivian and Victor. I think that was really beneficial for our students. And then also when it comes to getting a license, the process in driving. And I'm going to use that information to also inform students about our optional tours and presentations. So I'm going to make sure I'm getting the dates right on this. On our international student in-person orientation, if you haven't registered for that yet, you can go to our international student orientation webpage for instructions on how to get registered. Once you register, then you'll know that the orientation will be on January 15th, which I believe is a Wednesday. On January 16th, we have a vendor resource fair for international students. This is going to be the third semester we've had this fair, where we work with student organizations to bring banks, grocery stores, also cell phone providers onto campus, so that way you don't have to go out shopping for any of these. They come to you and you can select from them there and get further information. On Friday, January 17th, so it's the Friday before classes, we will have our optional tours and presentations. We'll have a tour of the library. We'll have a tour of university recreation. So that's our fitness facilities. You're going to be eating all of this fast food. You'll want to be working out, right? And in addition to that, we have a presentation from the Office of Information Technology. So before you buy any software or before you even buy a computer, you'll be aware of any software that you don't have to pay for, or maybe any discounts that you get on computers or laptops, that sort of thing. So that'd be an important session to go to. But one of those tours and sessions, probably the most popular one, is learning how to get a Texas driver's license or Texas ID. And we will have officers from the Department of Public Safety. You mentioned that, Victor, in the presentation. DPS is the government body in Texas that issues driver's license or official Texas IDs. They will be here with important documents and any updates from changes, and will give you some good tips on how to get appointments and how to be seen quickly, and answer any questions that you might have that's specific to your situation. And in addition to that, even if you don't plan to drive, you may want a Texas ID. Let's say you want to travel while you're here, or maybe go out and have a good weekend with friends at a bar or club, and you don't want to be carrying your passport with you everywhere, right? You want to leave that someplace home safe. This Texas ID will allow you to present your identity at certain venues where you have to be a certain age, that sort of thing. So I think that would be a good benefit for anyone, even if you don't want to get a driver's license. All right, I have talked a lot, so I'm going to see if there's any more questions. Okay, there's a link. Rodolfo posted the link to International Student Orientation. We also have it in our common in the links that are pinned to the top under our general ICP links. So please visit that webpage and register for International Student Orientation. One last thing I want to ask both Vivian and Victor is, we've got this last slide on here. Could you translate that for us? What does that say?
You want to do it?
No, Victor, you do it.
So basically, thanks for coming here.
Oh, all right. I figured that's probably what it said,
session,
something like that. Yeah, great. And I know our attendees know what it says, but I was just curious. We usually have like we put our own question slide on here at the bottom of the slideshow, but I didn't want to remove this because your slideshow was so beautifully put together, and so I kept it. And I was like, I'm sure that's the farewell slide, the thank you for watching. So again, we want to thank you for tuning in. We know, I guess it's midnight right now in China. So we hope you have a great weekend. We look forward to seeing you soon. Would you like to, Victor or Vivian, have any final words or advice for our attendees?
Victor, you first.
I guess welcome to US. If you are coming to info session, I'm assuming you will come here pretty soon. Yeah.
Yeah, join us club.
That's right. Join FACSS. Well, thank you all so much for tuning in. And one thing I'll mention to you is you're probably going through a lot right now, and we have a lot of resources on our website, including those pre-arrival resources while you're waiting for your visa to process. Be sure to take some moments to appreciate what you have back home, and spend time with your family and friends during this final month or so before you come to visit us and be a Comet here at UT Dallas. And just to take time to enjoy your lives. And we look forward to seeing you soon. Again, we do have those pre-arrival or virtual information sessions coming up. We welcome you to join us, and we hope that we will be seeing you soon at our in-person at our International Student Orientation. So thank you all again. Have a great weekend. And I'm Carl Tyler with Intercultural Programs. We will see you soon. Bye-bye, everyone.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.